Right, lads. As you've seen by the title today, we're going to be talking about this tweet here. Has the Bo Nickel hype died down? Bo Nickel hype died down. I'm going to put it to 3 points. I think 3 points is pretty obvious that his hype has died down. I think we'll start with point one. And point one is just obviously his really, really stupid comments that he shouldn't really be making. Every time the man opens his mouth, as a lot of Twitter comments are saying, he loses fans. I don't really understand if he's playing the villain or that's his personality. That's a hard thing to say. But the comments that I'm referring to are these ones that he's made throughout the time. When Daniel Cormier criticised him on commentary and he decided to say he doesn't really see it through the same lens. UFC commentator Daniel Cormier critiqued him, trying to be nice, just basically said that he wouldn't be good enough to fight, Shavkat. Not much of a shock, he's not good enough to fight Kumzok, it's not rocket science, but, when I watched back the fight, something that was a little disappointing was the commentary and kind of hearing the way that they were looking at the fight. As he said on Erlewani, it does make you feel like they didn't really know what was going on. Anybody I've talked to the people that I trust and shoot with straight at me, they're like, yeah, dude, you totally shut it down. It was a flawless victory. What I'm kind of getting there from Bo is that he has just yes men that he believes. He has yes men that he won't say no to him because they know that if he says no, he's not going to believe it. He's going to go against them. He's going to say, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Because all you did was go into a fight against Paul Craig. The Paul Craig fight's the one that ruined all the reputation. You came in and threw 4 strikes against a primarily grappler who's really, really good at jiu-jitsu, but you outstruck him by 4 strikes. Your actual stuff was awful inside that fight. Like, your genuine stats inside that fight were embarrassing. It's like, you shut him out. He got 30-27s, because of course he did. But you threw 16 strikes out of 31 in the first round, 54 of 85 significant, 22 out of 26, and 16 out of 28. In a whole 3-round fight, you threw 54 strikes. I'm sorry to say that probably is not the way that you're going to have casuals, the make it bleed audience, the people who want to actually see you, fights, not just you prancing around, putting on your best Zahal performance, putting on your best Ian Gary performance, putting on your best Mario Batista performance, putting on just performances that just literally do not grab anything. And you're lucky that you get put on 4 massive cards. You got put on 309, 300, 309, 290, and I think it's 284, 85. You've gotten really, really big cards. You've gotten 4 massive cards. You've tried their fucking hardest, and you've messed up everything because every time you talk, you sound like a fucking delusional idiot. But as we move along, Bo Nickel calls his critics drunk idiots, has no idea why they're no idea what they're watching. It's funny to hear the chants. It almost just makes me laugh because the crowd and the people that are doing it. I'll explain it this way: when you get disrespected by the people who are in the opinion, you have no idea what they're talking about. It's just a compliment. I controlled the fight. I did everything I needed to do. If I had a bunch of drunk idiot fans that think they didn't like the way it's going, I think that's probably a good thing. You've decided just to shoot yourself in the foot and say, fuck you, I don't want any fans to watch me. I'm going to be a purist wrestler, or I'm going to be a striker that has okay hands that no one wants to follow. In MMA and the UFC, you need to have fans to succeed. You don't really succeed with no fans, and the UFC have tried to alley-oop him every single time. Dana White has given him the alley-oops of alley-oops, and he keeps fucking up every single time because when he opens his mouth, he's a delusional fucking idiot. I can draw a lot of comparisons from Paddy Pimblett when Paddy Pimblett lost to Jared, or basically beat Jared Gordon on a very bad robbery decision. But at least Paddy has come back with some big performances and all that. You have, you really have to put on a great performance this weekend that he's fighting. Most casuals don't even know he's fighting. Most people don't even know he's fighting. I know he's fighting because I follow MMA, and I always have. This channel's about MMA, but the casuals don't. Most people on Twitter don't even know you're fighting. That's not a good thing when you've been at 4 massive cards. Now, I will make point 2. I think point 2 is his opponents have not really helped try to draw anything into him. If we go to his Tapology page, he is 7-0. He's a big time wrestler. It's fine, okay, good stuff. He's on a current winning streak of 9 in MMA. But if we're going to be realistic, his opponents have not helped. I'm sorry to say that your first opponent should not be Jamie Pickett on 285 on a John Jones card. You should not be fighting Jamie Pickett, who at the time of, if we look, I think he's 2-7 at the minute. He's 2-7 at the minute, and he's looked 2 more lost. So he was 2-5 in both of them, and even 1-2 in the Contender Series. I don't think I've ever seen someone with a record like this, to be genuinely honest, to make it into the UFC. I know he's released now, but Like, I mean, you're really giving Bo an easy tune-up fight, crushing cans. Most fighters do it under bat. It's not a bad thing to say. It's nothing wrong with that, but it's just Jamie Pickett was not going to get. Now, he was actually meant to fight Tyson Gore here, but Tyson Gore pulled out, so instead he fought Val Woodburn. Now, that Val Woodburn finish, really good. You can see it here on the tweet, but point, this is a genuine good finish. This, like, honestly, I won't play the audio, but this is a good finish, if Twitter player wasn't so fucked. They're good right hands, they're good left and rights, he catches them good, it's good feet, good finish, but it's Val Woodburn all the same. He was 7-0, but now he's 8-2. He shouldn't have been in the UFC, but look, what can you do? And then you go on to Cody Brundage on another massive card on 300. Like, if you look at 300, his opponents, he was somehow... Now, this is how high Dana White was trying to alley-oop him to it. This is how big Dana White thought that the man could come. He was ahead of Yuri, Sterling, Calvin Cater, Rakic, Kayla Harrison... forget that person. Diego Lopez, Super Sadiq Yusuf, Money Moicano, Julian Turner... who cares? Bobby Green, Jim Miller, and Figgy and Garbrandt. How the fuck, in any right mind, is he, like, literally the fifth fight on the card, and is almost ahead of Armin and Charles and Max Holloway and Gaethje? That to me is the biggest push I've ever seen. This is like WWE when you push a superstar. Dana White tried his fucking hardest to make you over and to get you liked. And every time he opened his mouth, he fucked it up. And look, his style was not good either. That didn't help. But I do believe if he was just a little bit more level-headed, not so humble, and not so fucking delusional, he would have kept his fans. But it's him being so delusional. Like, if you look at Paul Craig, there's one glaring thing here. We can all see what I'm looking at. We can clearly see what I'm looking at. Like, he's been finished by Kai Bahalio, Brendan Allen, Johnny Walker, Vukan Uzdemir beaten by decision, but Almanzo Menefield, Jimmy Coote, Creel Roundtree, Tyson Pedro somehow has a submission over Ankalaev. That's just Paul Craig. That's Paul Craig in a nutshell. But what I mean is, out of his last literal 5 in MMA, he has 1 win, and it's ground and pound on Andre Munoz in London. You should have been finishing him. Even Kai Bahalio, the decision merchant himself, who I love, but the decision merchant has finished him. You have to finish Paul Craig. You have to put an interest in the fight. But he was so petrified to go to the ground because, look, he has also claimed that jiu-jitsu is not a real thing and that he's a blue belt. According to Google, he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. That's fine, but also not very smart to come out and say it doesn't exist. Render Raider, I believe, as I've said in my pick video, RDR is really the man to beat him. RDR will actually submit him. I believe MDR will be able to take him down and submit him. And I'll give this 0.3. I just think it's his style and his approach to the fans. You need fans in this sport. You build superstars by fans. Pereira's loved by the fans. Conor McGregor's loved by the fans. Khabib's loved by the fans. Islam's loved by the fans. Charles, all people that are known. Paddy's now starting to get into the fans' good books after that. There is time to resave your career, but to me, I think Bo can't. I think, unfortunately, he's on such a bad downward spiral of the way that he's decided to treat the fans, the Just Bleed fans, the actual casuals you need, the people who go to these shows, the people who are drunk, you're right, have to drink at these events. Sometimes the prelims and shit are terrible, but you have to put on a show. You have to show something. You've been given 2 John Jones cards and fucked them up because you can't do anything. Dana has tried his absolute hardest. He's given you every alley-oop. He's given you every single chance, and you've pulled off nothing. I mean nothing. It's extremely impressive and very, 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 very impressive. I'll come back again after the RDR fight because I do think that's the way to look at this. If he pulls out a great performance tomorrow night, if he pulls out a great performance tomorrow night, fine. All this would be rectified to come back again inside the casual days, all that. But he's really only his fans inside the pure MMA purists. But unfortunately, they're not the core base of this fan base. Like, you have to think he's gone from 4 major cards to now fighting in the Wells Fargo Centre. That says a lot. But I'll come back again when he fights again, and we'll see if this changes anything, if he puts on an interesting performance. Another bad performance, he could go to the dreps. He could be gone. It could be over. But if you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe on. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.